Our guest today is
Gandhi had made a statement. If I have the power, I will ban religious conversion.
now Shudra being different from Dalit. Is Shudra corresponding to
No, Dalits are separate from the Shudras.
So Shudra is what you would call OBC today.
OBC, okay. Jyotirao Phule, who is coming from a Shudra community, he began to visualize India in terms of we are the majority of India. We need to build modern India on the basis of equality, fraternity, social justice.
Right.
When Ambedkar came into prominence, Ambedkar began to say, I have come to fulfill the vision of Jyotirao Phule. When I began to study all these three visions, I found debating, dialoguing with each other. Ultimately, we got the constitution. So this Dalits in modern India talks about this vision of equality, fraternity, social justice. So in 1935, at Iola conference, he made a solemn vow. I'm born a Hindu, I will never die a Hindu. So this way, when we begin to see the vision of Ambedkar felt the Brahmanic Hinduism is a very oppressive religion and we need to free ourselves. So that's why in 1956, he got converted to Buddhism. Nothing of this type was for Jyotirao Phule. Jyotirao Phule also started a movement, Satya Shodhak Samaj, where truth-seeking society, where his followers were going from village to village. Certainly, ultimate goal of Jyotirao Phule and Ambedkar is same, but their approach, their analysis, very different.
It's different.
Gandhi has his place, Nehru has his place, Ambedkar has his place, and Jyotirao Phule has his place.
Welcome to this new episode of Against the Grain. Our guest today is Professor Emeritus of Cultural Anthropology at the University of Mumbai and former Honorary Director of the Institute of Indian Culture in Mumbai. He has served in various academic roles, including member of research and recognition committees at multiple universities, such as Savitribai Phule Pune University, SNDT University, and University of Mumbai. He serves on the college development committees of the College of Social Work at Nirmala Niketan, St. Andrew's College of Science, Arts and Commerce in Bandra, and St. Arnold College, Andheri. He is also coordinator of Anthropos International in Germany, a visiting professor at Magdeburg University and Anthropos University in Germany. He has been awarded the Best Teachers Award at the University of Mumbai for 1998-99 and received an award of appreciation from Zoroastrian College in 2005 for his commitment to interfaith peace and communal harmony. He has participated in international conferences across Germany, Papua New Guinea, South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, France, Poland, and Myanmar. His prolific scholarship includes notable works such as Dalits in Modern India, Vision and Values. This is the book. This is one of his central contributions, which was published in 1999 and has been translated into several languages alongside other titles, including Globalization and Social Movements, 2003, Integral Anthropology, 2012, and Giants Footprints, 90th Anniversary of Anthropos Institute, 2021. Welcome to the show, Dr. Sebastian Michael.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for taking out the time. So, tell us about this book. Now, this was published in 1999, and this is widely understood to be your kind of seminal contribution to this field. How was it conceived? And
being a sociology professor, I have been teaching social movements for more than 15 years at the university as the postgraduate level. So when I have been teaching about environmental movement, tribal movements, and also about Dalit movement, and I found the aspiration of the 16% of the Indian population need to be recognized. And I see in the mainline sociology, Ambedkar is well known, but his ideas were not incorporated in the mainline teaching
In academia.
academia. So I thought we need to bring out understanding of India from below, how the marginalized Dalit community, how they visualize India, what they want of India, what is their vision. And that was also in the context of the socio-political situation which was emerging, and where they felt they are marginalized. So sociologists, we need to bring this up to build a just and humane society. India wants to be always a guru to the world,
Right.
but we need recognition and their contribution in the making of modern India. And that is the reason this book was emerged. Also, it was also in the context of, after post Babri Masjid demolition, there were a lot of conflicts and tensions. So in that context, I felt the vision and values of the marginalized community, the Dalits, are very important to make India a great nation. That was the idea behind it.
So, you talk about the political situation then? What was different about it, or what was special about the political situation in the mid 90s? Because the oppression of these Dalits has been going on for centuries, if not thousands of years.
Sure. Yeah.
So, what was different around that time?
See, what happened was, being in the university post 1992 demolition, there was a riot. We know it in Mumbai. In front of me, I saw people being pulled and killed. Then I said, now how do we visualize in India where peace, harmony, justice can be the foundation of India? And in that context, I think several others felt we need to highlight this in the context of, say, if I use the word Hindutva politics. Okay, so as a social scientist, several people have been thinking in this line, more or less, roughly, if we begin to see, the upper caste maybe about 20% of India, 16 plus 14, and then the Shudras or backward caste about 52%, the Dalits.
Now, Shudra being different from Dalit, which is Shudra corresponding to...
No, Dalits are separate from the Shudras.
So, Shudra is what you would call OBC today.
OBC, okay.
Right.
Yeah. So, we have 16% of the Indian population being from the Dalit community and 8% of the population from tribal community. So, an alternative for this, what was happening at that time, many social scientists begin to think, say, 8 plus 16 plus 52, it's a majority people's aspiration for India. And I think the result of this several social scientists thinking gave rise to a prime minister who came from a backward community, Shudra community. Now we have our prime minister, the past prime, Deva Gowda. Okay.
Yes.
So that was the context in which India is a pluralistic country, and we need to be inclusive for this, we cannot have only one vision. We also need a vision from below.
Right.
So that, we are able to see the reality of India, which is also very much stressed in the Indian Constitution. Because the Indian Constitution gives recognition to every individual of Indian. Our citizenship, we begin to get it from our Constitution. So I felt this constitutional vision of India, where an inclusive India also requires highlighting of in sociology, the Dalit vision.
Right.
So that's why the name came up, Dalit vision, as a kind of an alternative to then majoritarian rule or whatever. It was not a majoritarian rule, but power-wise,
Majoritarian vision, at least.
vision, okay. It was also not a majoritarian vision because, as I pointed out, as Jyotira Phule, I was very much influenced by Jyotira Phule when I was reading his Gulamgiri.
Yes.
Yeah. So when he talks about it is an inclusive India, where he says Beals, Mahar, Mang, Shudra, Adishudra come together, we must make India a great nation. So he looks at India from all the marginalized, the tribals, the Dalits, and the Shudras. Okay. So this vision, I felt, also must penetrate Indian sociology in our thinking. So that is one of the reasons for this book. And it received quite acceptance.
Yes,
And,
yes,
yeah,
it is.
sure.
It has, yes.
Yeah, sure.
So, can you go a little bit into the specifics of this vision from below? Because, of course, there is the whole imperative to remove discrimination, so that they
Sure.
should have equal opportunity, etc., equal status. But other than that, were there any culturally specific elements to the vision which are different from what the majoritarian vision was, what you call Hindutva? For example, to just give you an example, Jyotiba Phule had this completely different kind of theology where he talks about Nirmik.
Yes.
The Nirmik being his version of
Sure.
a creator
Yeah.
who creates the universe and then has nothing more to do with it.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Which is very different from Ambedkar's vision,
Sure.
where there is no creator, and he's sort of almost a denial of religion.
Yeah.
In the case, I mean, he adopts Buddhism,
Sure.
but he strips it of all the so-called religious / spiritual,
Sure.
in quotes,
Yeah.
parts, and makes it into a kind of secular path to liberation.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So there were all these competing visions where religion was there or religion was not there. And some people say, like Fitzgerald in your book, that the word religion itself becomes irrelevant when you strip it of all these
Sure.
elements, and it just becomes some kind of a social struggle. So,
Yeah.
so what were the specifics of that vision from below?
Sure. When I have been studying about how we got our constitution, and I find that basically three visions emerged
Okay.
to when the idea of nationalism was springing also in Italy by Mussolini, Bismarck from Germany, and also we begin to see America got freedom. And then the whole idea of freedom, nationalism was springing in. So the Indian elites, educated Indian elites, when they were thinking about that India, we also need to talk about Indian nationalism. So when this idea was coming in, I see three visions prominently came into existence, which were debating with each other. Contesting, to arrive at the constitution. Okay, when I began to see these visions, I see Dayananda Saraswati. Even before that, we have Rajaram Mohan Rai, who talked about Brahmo Samaj, where he wanted to bring the Indian culture certain purification. Like, for example, he promoted sati, against sati.
Yeah.
No, against
Banning
sati,
sati.
and child marriage. No, he was promoting widow remarriage. Okay, so that way he wanted to reform the Indian culture, and maybe because he was well educated in England, he knew English, and coming from a Brahmin community, he knew Sanskrit very well. And then he also he knew Persian very well. With this inclusive nature of his knowledge and know-how, he wanted visualizing India in terms of an inclusive India, a modern India. Okay, so, but for that he felt we need also to do reform in India. So he promoted a lot of reforms like against sati and promotion of child marriage, and he was against the idol worship. So he wanted to have kind of a monolithic religion, Sunday worship and all that kind of things. So when this was being talked about, like our Rabindranath Tagore's father and Keshav Chandra Sen, they were all members of this Brahmo movement. And then some of the Indian elites, they felt this will destroy our culture, our tradition. And so we have Dayananda Saraswati. He began to see that right now we don't require a reform, but we need to strengthen our tradition. So he began in 1875, the Arya Samaj, where he visualized the Aryans to be the first human beings to emerge. So he began to say in the Pralaya, the first land to emerge is Tohap, the Tibet, and that the first human beings to emerge are the Aryas. And God gave his own language, Sanskrit.
To them.
So, yeah, to them. So, the Aryans were the first one to civilize the whole world.
Right.
And it was little contrary to the anthropological knowledge, where they begin to point out from the west towards east movement of people. But he begins to say from India, the movement was civilizing people towards the west.
The DNA record doesn't bear that.
Yeah, that's true. Today we have ample evidences. But what is important is, he said, unfortunately, Mahabharata war, where the cousins begin to fight with each other, and because of that, our civilization has gone down. And here is an opportunity for us
To revive it.
to rebuild. And so he wanted a revival. So he began to say, back to the Vedas and Aryavarta for Aryans. And all the languages of India came from Sanskrit. And they are the most civilized people. And then he gave a vision of 3 action plan. One he called it Sankatana, unity of all the Hindus. Then second, he called it Shuddhikaran, purification ceremony, by which we need to reconvert the Muslims and the Christians. And the
Back
third,
to Hindu.
back to
Ghar Wapsi, what it's called now.
Today it is called. Then cow protection. Cow was the symbol of the unity. So this vision gave rise to several other organizations later as it went on. Okay, the third vision was of Jyotira Phule. Jyotira Phule had a different vision from bottom. If you see, Rajaram Mohan Rai as well as Dayananda Saraswati, they are coming from the elite Brahmin community.
And they are not thinking about the Dalits at all. There is no mention.
But Jyotira Phule, who is coming from a Shudra community, he began to visualize India in terms of that we, the oppressed and suppressed people, we are the majority of India. We need to build modern India on the basis of equality, fraternity, social justice.
Right.
Okay. So this idea later on, when Ambedkar came into prominence, Ambedkar began to say, I have come to fulfill the vision of Jyotira Phule. Okay, so when I began to study all these three visions, I found they were debating, dialoguing with each other. Ultimately, we got the Constitution. Okay, because in the Constitution, all these three visions are incorporated as an inclusive India.
Right.
Yeah. So you asked me why this vision. Okay. So the other vision is known well, in the sense, of course, Rajaram Mohan Rai is known as father of modern India. Maybe because of his ideas, today he is not very much talked about. But certainly, Dayananda Saraswati's vision has been very much talked about. And so I thought the vision of Jyotirao Phule and followed by Ambedkar, they are very, very relevant today. So that's what I begin to call it alternative vision to this upper caste vision. So this Dalits in modern India talks about this vision of equality, fraternity, social justice.
Right. But which itself is comes from the European Enlightenment, the French Revolution.
Surely, because we must know the context in which, as I said, the idea of nationalism was coming in. I am not saying that Indian culture or Indian civilization is recent. It is ancient, no? But the idea of political nationalism governed, earlier we had the kingdoms, we have principalities. But each kingdom had their own territory, they were competing with each other, they were fighting with each other. But as a geographically united nation, politically, that idea of nationalism is only from the 1920s after the World War I. Okay, and also, as I pointed out, in Europe, this was Bismarck was trying to unite all the German-speaking kingdoms, and Mussolini wanted to free Italy from the Holy Roman Empire, and all these debates were going on. So that way, this is a modern type of Indian nationalism. When it came, these debates were coming in.
With the difference, of course, that European nationalists, nationalisms were language-based.
Yeah.
In India, that could not be the basis.
Yeah, that's true. And also ethnic based also in
India.
If you see, anthropologically speaking, the three basic racial groups of Caucasoid, Mongoloid, and black races, and the mixture of all these racial groups are found in India.
Correct.
So racially, linguistically, culturally, India is a pluralistic country. And in that context, how to make a nation?
Right. It's a much bigger challenge.
Yeah, challenge which our founding fathers and mothers, they took up. And given the political situation, thinking pattern, they have evolved, and which is inclusive.
Right. So according to you, what's the crucial difference between Phule's vision and Ambedkar's vision? Because although Ambedkar says I'm taking forward the vision of Phule, it's obviously not the same. It is modified.
Sure. There is a difference between the life experiences of Jyotirao Phule and Ambedkar. See, Ambedkar is coming from a Mahar community who
are untouchable.
Yeah, so-called untouchable
Quote, unquote,
background. And he had a lot of experiences of how he was treated even when he was a growing boy at the school, or when they went to the shop, and all, how he was mistreated. This experience of being unwanted, all that. But Jyotirao Phule didn't have that. Though he was coming from a Shudra background, but he had good friends from his...
he had Brahmin friends also.
Yeah, surely. He got educated also in a Scottish mission school. So his vision was inclusive of... so when he talks about Bhil, Mahar, Mang, Shudra, Adishudra. He includes Bhil is a tribe. No, Mahar, Mang, they are a Dalit community.
Right.
And then Shudra. No, but when it comes to Ambedkar, vision was to how to make this oppressive caste system free people from that. So we know he 1935, after his experience of trying to take water from Mahad, Satyagraha, and his attempt to enter Kalaram temple in Nasik, when all that had, he was not very successful in that, but he showed his power of organizing against these groups. Then he felt being in Hinduism, I will not be able to achieve my goal. So in 1935, at Iola conference, he made a solemn vow. I am born a Hindu, I will never die a Hindu.
Right.
Okay, so this way when we begin to see the vision of Ambedkar felt the Brahmanic Hinduism is a very oppressive religion and we need to free ourselves. So that's why in 1956 he got converted to Buddhism. Okay, but nothing of this type was for Jyotira Phule. Jyotira Phule also started a movement, Satya Shodhak Samaj, where truth-seeking society, where his followers were going from village to village and singing the bhajan for equality. And so he didn't, he was also a critic of Hinduism, but at the same time, scientifically, systematically, Ambedkar worked out. Okay, and then he gave reasons why to build modern India, we need a religion like Buddhism, where it talks about equality and it does not believe in any kind of dogmas. No, it is ever making you a reality of everyday life. No. Of course, he got support from Sahu Maharaj from Kolhapur, who Ambedkar. Yeah. So there is some certainly ultimate goal of Jyotira Phule and Ambedkar is same, but their approach, their analysis very different.
It's different.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's clear from what you're saying that both of them had to engage with quote-unquote religion. I'm using quote-unquote because religion as a concept probably does not or did not exist in our culture, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It's not the same as religion in the Abrahamic traditions.
Sure.
So transposing that term is probably fraught with danger.
Yeah.
But clearly they could not just, one definition of Indian secularism is to treat religion as a private matter and then not involve that in any kind of public discourse.
Yeah.
However, this is not how either Phule or Ambedkar looked at it. Ambedkar felt that he needed to convert en masse into what his version of Buddhism. Phule had a theology, as I mentioned earlier, this idea of the Nirmik, which is the kind of Christian God who created the universe, but who didn't then, after having created, had no further role to play. In that sense, perhaps different.
The human beings have to do their work.
Now, so God has having created the universe, is kind of retired, withdrawn. That's what I've understood to be Phule's.
I would say whether it is in these terms of retired, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But what he meant was the human agency.
So God did not, there was no agency in his version of what he called the Nirmik or the creator.
Okay.
That's what I've understood.
Human beings have to collaborate.
Human beings have to
collaborate in the making of the universe. Yeah.
So as I said, the official Indian secularism sort of brushes religion under the carpet as a private matter. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think the constitutional vision is respect for all religions,
Right.
but strict separation of religion and the state is an European concept. Okay, but Gandhi didn't believe in that.
Exactly. I was
Yes.
going to come to. So,
Yes.
how does, because Gandhi and Ambedkar had a lot of disagreement.
Sure.
So, and especially on this issue.
Yes.
So, how can you throw some light on that?
Yeah. Do you know, some time ago, I wrote an article in Indian Express. Ambedkar's and Gandhi's vision of conversion, religious conversion. Okay. The same year, 1935, Gandhi had made a statement. If I have the power, I will ban religious conversion. Okay. Because he felt religion is not like a shirt
Which
which
you
you
can
can change. Okay. But the same 1935, Ambedkar made a statement, I am born a Hindu, I will never die a Hindu.
Die in Hindu, yes.
So on that
exactly.
basis of religious conversion, there were a lot of difference. Okay. Because Gandhi felt religion is core. Okay. And in one of his speeches or writings, he begins to say, religion and politics must work together to build a just society or an inclusive society. So for him, he felt when he talked about the religion, he felt it is an inclusive religion. See, he said Muslims and Hindus are brothers. Okay.
Yeah.
Any conflict is not good. Okay. But the Ambedkar's view was Hinduism is an oppressive religion, especially the Brahmanic religion. So he was promoting conversion. But it may be interesting. When it came to Jyotira Phule, when Pandita Ramabai got converted
To
Christianity, some people went and complained to Jyotira Phule. See, this lady has become a Christian.
Yes.
Please tell her that she should go back to the Hinduism now. Then Jyotira Phule said, foolish lady, that she took so many years to realize that she has to get converted to Christianity. Okay, you must be knowing that is the context in which also in Pune, the upper caste began to spread the news that Jyotira Phule got converted to Christianity.
Right.
But he never got converted. And he was sticking to his own religion, but which is, he felt is an equalitarian religion. As you said,
Nirmik. It's a very interesting concept.
Surely, yes. So there are three types, but where Ambedkar and Jyotira Phule will go closer than comparing to Gandhi, because while Gandhi felt India has achieved its greatness of the nation in Hinduism, Ambedkar was of the view India is in the making.
Right.
India is not made.
Work in progress.
Yeah, India is in the making.
Right.
Towards. But Gandhi felt the glory, the achievement of India is in Hinduism. Okay, so this works out in various ways. They had a difference of opinion, even a reservation and all other things, comes up very clearly.
Yes, there is seats for the separate electorates, so many conflicts.
Sure.
But there's a third angle in this triangle, which you haven't referred to, Nehru. Because he had his own vision of what is a secular India, etc. So
I felt Nehru was very much influenced by the Western idea of secularism, that most probably many people say is an agnostic. And he felt, for him, making India a free country and making India a great nation, and there he felt religion should not interfere. Religion should be private affair. And the nation should not be bogged down by these ideas of reform, this idea of the Hindu nation is great. That idea was not in Nehru's. Nehru was a modern way of making the India, see, through building dams, industries,
Temples of Parliament,
yeah,
as he called
that
it.
is his vision. Okay, so he worked in that line, but of course, Gandhi did not live in the independent India to see these dams and
Things
industries to go. And we know very well the view of Gandhi was also the village is very important, small scale industry, which now many people are taking up his views with the context of ecological problems and global warming and all that. So the ideas of Gandhi is people begin to see the relevance today. That way, Gandhi has his place, Nehru has his place, Ambedkar has his place, and Jyotirao Phule has his place. So I'm very much influenced, much more by Jyotirao Phule.
You are, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, have these three views, I mean, there are of course many other views, but have these three visions,
Yeah.
Because this book was written in, 1909?
See, I started the book just immediately after the Babri Masjid demolition.
So
And there
92.
was a riot, and as I told you, I saw in
92,
front of me people being pulled. And there was a talk also those days, if you remember, the constitution has been changed. And
Yes,
that kind of...
it's still there. The talk is
even,
still
but that time when I was
started.
in 1992-93, when I was going to university, I used to see big blackboards with, this is the opportunity time to bring the new constitution. So in that context, I felt one India is going in one direction. So we need the alternative visions.
Right.
Yeah. So that is the context.
No, so what I'm trying to ask you is, over this period of 35 odd years, had these three competing visions coalesced into some sort of a new fourth vision? Has a synthesis occurred, or do you see any signs of a synthesis being happening, or just people have sort of stuck to their guns and there is confusion?
But I think after Gandhi's assassination, the Hindutva vision was not prominently talked about.
It suffered a setback.
Yeah. Although the people, those who believed in the vision, they were active. Okay. Because we know, though there was a ban on RSS, but 1950s, we have Bharatiya Jansangh was already a political party was made. So, but that vision was not taking off, maybe because of the Gandhian assassination. But later on, as Nehruvian vision after his death was
Waning.
waning, and we begin to see it's a history. We are not blaming anybody, but it's a history how the whole movement of from Babri Masjid, Ram Janmabhoomi agitation began, and then 1980, the Bharatiya Jansangh was formed. But we know in 1977, the Jansangh got merged with a major coalition, and they gave up that major coalition, and in 1980, Bharatiya Janata Party was formed. And we know in the beginning stages they were struggling to get enough votes. But then this Ram Janmabhoomi, Babri Masjid issue brought prominence, and this vision began to take over. So right now we see the three visions which gave rise to our constitution in debate and challenging each other. But today we see one vision is dominating.
Dominating, yes.
Yeah. And we see also Kanshiram and others.
Who tried to articulate a different vision.
Yeah, they are not much heard about it.
Yeah,
and even the other political parties with the other visions, they are not able to show their strength. So we begin to see also, I hope you will agree with me, or if you differ, you can say that constitution has come again. The political propaganda, people taking constitution, saying that the constitution vision being not taken seriously,
yes.
and we need to bring the constitution.
Correct.
These things are happening.
No, so what the feeling I get is this debate hasn't moved forward. It is still the same three visions.
Yeah.
And there is no fourth vision
Emerging.
that is emerging that sort of, renders this debate, or takes the debate to the next level.
I think if that has to take place, we need really, all of us must work towards making India a great nation. And for that, I think in Indian constitution is a very rich constitution. I think if this constitutional vision, if everybody is working together, I think India will march ahead much faster. That's what I don't know what you think about it.
No, of course. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So tell me, what has been your work? I mean, this is one book you have produced, edited.
Yeah.
What has been your work over the last 3 decades?
Okay. See, I have been working for last 40 years. The centrality of culture. Coming from an anthropological background, my first question before I began my PhD was, why in India some people are very, very rich, some people are very, very poor. And that I took it in Mumbai context. Okay. Those who live in slums, we see skyscrapers, but so many slums.
But is that a cultural thing, or is it an economic reality, or what?
That's what I'm coming to. So I wanted to know what is the reason for it.
Okay.
And I found, during my school days, I was taken for an excursion to, say, Kerala, the western part of India. I'm from Tamil Nadu, the western part of India. And I saw the way the landscape, the construction of houses, people's dress pattern, everything was very different from the place where I came from. So that was in the childhood impression. But when I came here, that came into my mind. So I began to point out that the people coming from different ecological regions, they begin to show difference in their economic achievement patterns. So, and then I began coming from an anthropological background, I realized there is a relationship between ecology and culture. And this ecology and culture to personality. And these 3 or 4 things towards economic activity. So I began to investigate the role of, or the relationship between ecology and culture to personality. Okay, this is my, I completed my PhD thesis and submitted, and afterwards I have been working on it. Then, as I told you, on culture, then I realized the influence of ecology and culture is only one part. There is also another part, that is the power dimension. How the power can influence giving a shape to culture. For example, right now we can talk about how the power is, the very fact, the Dalit vision, where the marginalized group and the powerful, rich group, they use that power to what should be the culture of India. Okay, so there is a power dimension to culture.
Right.
Okay, then I began to realize that in culture, for so many years of research, there is an economic component where Karl Marx talks about economic determinism as the base for the culture. So, but he didn't stress much about culture, but he stressed the economic aspect. And then in sociology, I also found Emil Durkheim, he talks about the social dimension of cultural reality. Then Max Weber, he has been talking about power and religion. Okay, so we come to the full circle. So what is culture? We begin to see there is an economic component, there is a social component, there is a power component, and there is a religious component. Which dominates? It depends upon the situation. And in Max Weber's way of thinking in Protestant ethic and the spirit of capitalism, he begins to point out the religious ideas played an important role in giving rise to the capitalistic system, according to his
The
way
Protestant
of thinking.
ethic.
Ethic and the spirit of capitalism.
Yes.
When Emil Durkheim begins to point out the social phenomena. Okay, Marx talks about the economic phenomena. So now I work on all these factors, keeping my center of focus is culture. What is the relation between culture and personality, for example? Okay, so that helps me today. I am called by various companies to talk about building intercultural relations. Now, multinational companies recruit members from different cultures. Okay.
Or religions also, right?
Religion, cultures, and all that. So, how to bring synergy of these different groups now to enhance productivity and all that. And also, this knowledge helps me also to talk in India. India is a multicultural country, multi-religious country.
Right.
How to build understanding, relationship between different cultures, religions, and ethnic communities. So that way, I give workshops on interculturality. And in that context, I was just mentioning to you, Stefano and Martha, they have done a very beautiful study. And then they begin to point out that in the companies, if the company is doing well, multi-ethnic communities or religious community, they are more creators. They begin to value the differences as power.
Right.
Because, if only one group of people, you have only one idea to face the globalization and the challenges. But if there are people coming from different cultures, they have different ways of looking at the problem.
And that's very interesting, actually.
Yes. So you
have more creative solutions.
Yes. So he found these people, those who are coming from different cultures, when they put together their creativity, that company flourishes.
Wow.
That's what he studied.
That can apply to the country also, right?
Country also, surely. So that's why I have been working on this also. Since you asked me what are the other areas, I have been working on this. And also, very recently, I made a study about a Tamil community in Malad. There is a socio-economic. In that context, David McLennan, a psychologist, he has written a book known as The Achieving Society, where he begins to ask a question, or I don't know, he implies many Jews get Nobel Prize. Okay, why that community? Okay, and so what is required for to have that achievement motivation? So David McLennan begins to point out the childhood culture learning is very vital.
By culture learning, you mean?
See, in anthropology, we begin to use the word enculturation process. That means, when we are born, actually we are not born with culture. Culture is a learned behavior.
Correct.
Okay, so what kind of stories they give to the children? What kind of vision they give to the children, which are drawn from the religion, which are drawn from the culture. That begins to motivate them. Okay,
Right.
so in India, we have Sudhir Kakar,
Yes, of course.
psychoanalyst. No, he has done a lot of work.
Yes.
Yes, when I read his book, The Inner World, okay, I enjoyed reading his book, The Inner World, where he talks about the girls' life in India, what kind of enculturation, what kind of vision, culture is given to our girls. Okay, and of course, India is changing quite a lot, and India is changing very fast, and women's liberation is catching up. All these are very good, but in his book, The Inner World, he talks about many of our Indian girls are having the vision of, say, he uses the word Sita syndrome. Okay, so that means the model person to whom we must imitate.
Yes.
So that affects role model. That affects the way of thinking, behaving,
Correct.
and all that. So there is a relationship between culture, personality, and all these are also I am concentrating on several groups. For example, I begin to study in the peninsular India, the eastern part of India and the western part of India, behavioral pattern of these people are very different. For example, that I begin to again bring to the ecology.
Ecology part.
Yeah. If you see in the western portion, there is plenty of rain. The eastern portion, because of the western Ghats, the eastern portion becomes a rain shadow.
Right.
So because of this, two different economic pattern in the culture. For example, if you see in Kerala, it is horticultural economy. But if you see the other side, just adjoining, but the other side it is agricultural economy. In horticultural economy, it is labor free. Agriculture, it is labor intensive. And because of that ecological pattern, in the western side, we have families with their cultivable land. So the unit of social action is family. But in the eastern side, because of lack of water, the houses are all together, the cultivable land is together. So because of that, it is village.
Village is the unit, not the family.
Yes. So village is very important. It is a village culture. It is a family culture. But if you go to the tribals, now Chota Nagpur area and other, it is clan. So we begin to see how village culture, family culture, clan culture are working in India. That's why, we in India, when we are talking about this pluralism, is very rich and also enriching.
And it should be seen as a strength, not
strength.
As you said from the example of the multinational companies.
Sure. The study of Stefano and Martha. Now they begin to stress this. They begin to think this gives more creativity to face the challenges of today's world. So there is a big lesson for us in India that this pluralism is a positive element. It's a creative element.
It's a creative element.
Yeah, that's what I begin to see.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you also work in interreligious
yes.
communication or interreligious
dialogue also.
Dialogue.
Yeah. Sure.
We didn't mention in your bio that you are also actually an ordained priest.
Correct.
Right?
Sure.
Although you are what you describe as an academic priest, so you don't really conduct services and all that.
No, I do join, but I am not in a parish, they call it. No, I am in an academic institute, research institute.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So tell me about this interreligious communication. How does that work? I believe you're going to go to the Vatican later this year.
For some meetings, they asked my opinion
For
about
interreligious-
what I am doing for promotion of interreligious relations.
So
Yeah.
tell us about that work.
Sure. See, I'm for the last, actually you mentioned the Zoroastrian College gave me an award.
Yes.
When you were mentioning.
Yes.
For
What was that for?
this interreligious relations, peace building, and all that. So what we have been doing is we have been promoting good relations between different religious groups. Okay, so I have a very good contact with Hindus, Muslims, and Buddhists, Jains also. So we meet many times, and we also very recently formed one group known as Interreligious Solidarity Council. Wherever there is some discord or violence, we will promote goodwill and peace building. So we work on 4 levels. One is, we call it promotion of peace building, or we can call it a dialogue of life. If your neighbor is a Hindu or a Muslim or a Buddhist or whoever, be good to them. Wish them when they are celebrating their festival. If somebody is sick, take them to the hospital and show humanity, empathy, karuna, to them. That is in everyday life of living together. Then in the second level is action. Action means it is not only when we are living in a housing society, for example, where there are people from different religions, work together for environmental enhancement, or if there is water problem or cleanliness of the place. Now work together, not to us individually. Now work together. That is, we call it dialogue of action. Okay. The third level is, we call it dialogue of theological dialogue. That is, in the basic foundational aspect of religion, there are differences. So that is to the intellectuals, to the Swamis, and through the mosque where we are going.
Is that the most difficult part?
No, it very cordially we do that, but it is at the foundational level, okay? Because that keeps up the whole culture and the society.
Right.
So the differences are very strong.
Yes, that's what I have said.
Yeah.
That would be difficult. Like if someone believes that Jesus died on the cross and someone else believed he didn't die on the cross.
Sure.
How do you resolve that?
See, what we follow is, I tell my story logically, and you are telling your
Some
story.
other story,
We first important thing is respect. I respect you, whatever you may be, okay, and I listen to you, okay, and I expect that also from your side. You are listening, and you are. Then we go back and reflect on what you said. Okay, then something may emerge in me. We come back again, and we begin to talk about what has inspired me from what you said. He may be sharing. So it is an ongoing process, and it has to be cordial. And many times we don't touch upon very, very crucial differences. We need to touch upon where we can build a relationship.
Correct.
Go
carefully and cautiously.
Yeah. The fourth level we talk about is sharing of religious experiences.
By which you mean?
Okay. For example, when I was doing my master's studies in Pune, Savitribai Phule University, that time it was not Savitribai Phule, it was Pune University. I was asked to study about Ganpati cult. Okay.
I think you've written a paper on
I have written several papers.
Yeah. So tell us about it.
Yeah. See, so I was doing my studies about Ganpati cult. Now, you know that in 1893, Bala Gangadhar Tilak made the one-day Ganpati festival as a 10-day Ganpati festival.
Right.
So, Tilak also was running 2 newspapers.
Yes.
Kesari, which is running still now. Another one is Maratha.
Marathi.
which is in English, which was in English. So I went through all the Maratha newspapers of that around 1893.
So they are available. So microfilm.
Yeah, microfilms, yes. In Kesari office, it is available. So I went through. So what is the context in which this Ganpati festival came up and Shiv Jayanti was promulgated? So now I use this knowledge of my studies about the origin of Ganesh cult, and there is a political dimension to the
Yes.
Ganpati cult. So I began to, when I was studying, I was going and I was there in the Pandal and then see what kind of inspiration they were getting, what the devotion with which they were, all that I can get enriched myself.
Absolutely.
And then, for example, in this interreligious, when we visit also, here, by the way, I would like to say, we are running a program, 1-year program, a diploma program.
We as in who?
We means for the diocese.
The diocese.
Known as BIRD.
Okay.
BIRD is Basics in Interreligious Dialogue.
Okay.
Where those who believe in their own religion, for example, a Hindu believer, scholar, he comes and speaks to Catholics. What is Hinduism? Their sharing of their faith.
Wow.
Similarly, Muslim, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, and Zoroastrian. Okay, 1 month is dedicated for one religion.
Wow.
We want to know more about other religions.
Right.
Okay, and we take our students also to visit these sacred places. Okay, so when I visited Gurudwara, I saw the Langa. Now, how equality there?
Yes, yes. Absolutely.
Sharing of food, and everybody is working, seva.
Seva.
Which
It's a beautiful concept.
Which enriched me.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then early morning, they go to the Gurudwara, they go and bring the Adhigranth within a procession with a lot of devotion, to the altar. And then they begin to place it very religiously, and how they cover their head, whether male or female. All these, and the way they treat the sacred book, I can learn a lot.
Yes.
So this way, interreligious enriches me to be, I am rooted, of course, in my faith, but at the same time, there is a human element, there is a cultural element where we can learn from each other.
Absolutely.
So that's what in the interreligious, we are promoting peace, harmony. We have every month meeting with one or the other religious group.
Fantastic.
And,
this is very impressive.
Yeah, and I enjoy this because we have a good relation. We have many friends, and that gives me good feeling that we are doing something for the city, building peace, harmony, and all
Building
that.
bridges.
Then we also run a newsletter known as Sammelan, where we publish all these activities which are going on to encourage people, to engage more in this peace building and promotion of brotherhood, and understanding of each other. We need to know other religions,
Of course.
So to be religious today means interreligious. We cannot isolate ourselves.
We cannot isolate.
We cannot isolate ourselves.
Especially in a place like India, where
And Mumbai also.
in Mumbai, everywhere around the corner there is different religions.
Yeah, so we are doing this work.
Fantastic.
And we enjoy that. Yeah, surely. Yeah.
Excellent.
Good.
So, can you tell us something about your childhood? How did you grow up and how did you come to do what you are doing now?
Yes. I was born in Tamil Nadu,
Where?
a village.
In a village.
It is now in Sivaganga district. I am born in a Catholic family. That whole village was Catholic.
Okay.
And, in India, the caste system is very much prevalent.
Of course.
But since all those in my village were belonging to one caste. Okay, and you once asked me, you have written a book on Dalits, are you a Dalit? Now, I don't believe in caste system, but I am not a Dalit background.
No. What I asked was, are you coming from a Dalit background?
Yeah.
Which is not the same.
Which is, yeah, correct.
Because that may have been your childhood experience.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
From
but
your name, I can't make out.
That's what I am saying. My childhood was, since it was only, I'm going to say, a respectable caste, we didn't know the caste system.
At all.
Yes, because it was one group.
One group.
Okay. So I had a very good foundation in my Christian faith. And I saw the priest celebrating in the village, because in the village, the priest is the icon.
He is the icon.
So he impressed me. So I used to tell my house that I also want to become like him.
Right.
They told me, you finish your studies and then you can go.
So your father was in agriculture? Your parents?
Yes. We are basically farmers. Yes.
Small farmers.
No, we had
slightly big farms.
We had a good farms. That's true. So then when I came to Pune for my master degree in anthropology, I heard one scholar's name who has written a lot of books on tribals, Stephen Fuchs.
Right.
Okay. So Stephen Fuchs is an internationally reputed anthropologist.
He's Austrian or German?
Austrian. Yeah. So he had established one research center in Andheri, Institute of Indian Culture.
That's where you are now?
Yes. So when I heard about his name, I said, let me go and pay a visit to him. So I went and met him, and then I told him I did my master dissertation on Ganesh cult. Then I showed him my dissertation. He was asking me, would you like to come and work with me? I said, okay. Then in 1976, I went and lived with him. I learned anthropology sitting across the table.
Right.
Okay. And he was a student of a very great anthropologist, internationally reputed anthropologist known as William Schmidt.
Yes.
He is the founder of Cultural Historical School of Anthropology. Okay. And so I had the tradition to learn anthropology from the first-hand group of these scholars. And then when I finished my, Professor Stephen Fuchs asked me, would you like to do your PhD? I said, okay. Then he sent me to his student, Dr. J.V. Ferreira, who was the head of the department in sociology in Kalina University. And he was retiring. And so he put me under the guidance of his own student, Professor Momin. He is from Islamic background. Right. So I had also that connection of working with a Christian, that means J.V. Ferreira, and Professor Momin. And so then he felt that I must have cultural exposure. So he asked me, will you go and learn about other cultures in our Anthropos Center, where William Schmidt started. Yeah. So I lived in Germany, and I lived in Berlin. And learned German. And that time, Berlin was, Berlin itself was divided into West Berlin and all that. No? So that experience, that exposure was...
must have been very valuable.
Very, very valuable. Then when I came, then we have been always working in academic line. So he asked me, there is a advertisement in the university, would you go? So I went for an interview. I was selected. Then I was a professor. I gradually moved from
up the ladder.
Yes.
But all the time you were already a priest.
A priest, but working in academic line.
Right.
Yeah. I was never in a parish. That means my responsibility was not to take care of the Catholic community in a parish. No.
Right.
Yeah.
You had other responsibilities.
My responsibility was to be an as best academician as possible. Yes.
And that you fulfilled.
I hope so. I am fulfilling.
You're fulfilling in the process.
In the process, sorry to say. Yeah.
So tell me, how do you see the future now? How do you see with on all these conflicts, these visions? Where do you see this country going?
Okay. Now I would like to share some of my personal views.
Yes, yes. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, sure. See, I am of the view, if I am wrong, we are also inter-religious and we can dialogue also.
No, it's...
I am of the view that the basic culture in India is very much influenced by the ideas of karma, dharma, punarjanma ideas, which is again rooted in the Brahmanic Hindu ideas. And this is hierarchical in nature. Okay. And I feel, just recently I wrote an article for our 80th independence, okay, where I have shown India is a very rich country. Among the rich people in the world, several Indians are at the top. But India is also a very poor country.
Right.
This contrast, though in other countries are also the contrast there, the dignity of human person is still in India, we are not able to experience. The people in the slum, not so much respect for life and all that. So I find that the Indian ethos must be penetrated with the idea of equality.
Which it isn't.
Yes. Dignity of a person. Dignity, every human person has a dignity. We need to bring this dignity to every, only then India can shine in the world.
Right.
When all of us, we can come together. And with this, our population, with Indians are shining abroad in various fields. Now, there is a brain drain. And if we put our creativity with this principle of that all of us must come together, not only few, but this equality, justice, if that penetrates our Indian ethos, culture, that is what my wish is.
That's your
for
dream.
Which I work.
Dream for the future.
Yes.
For which you are working.
Working.
Actively.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, as I told you, in this show we have a tradition of ending with some lines from a poem that represent your vision of the world or your vision for the future.
Sure.
So, could you...
Yeah. Thiruvalluvar is a very famous, internationally reputed poet from Tamil Nadu. But his Thirukural is translated in many languages. Okay. And he is well known for his very short lines, only 1.5 lines.
Like a haiku, you mean? Or is it
could be
similar to
yes.
that concept? Yeah.
So, I take one of his poem. He begins to say, Epporul yar yar vai ketpinum, apporul meipporul kanbadu arivu. What he means by that, he says, whatever you may hear from others, but seeking the truth of what he says is the wisdom. So similarly, I must have said so many things. The audience must seek for
the truth in
what we are saying. That will give the enlightenment. That is the Thiruvalluvar's advice to all of us. Yeah.
So, on that wonderful note, thank you so much.
I am very grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to share my views. Yeah.
I am grateful to you for spending time with us.
Thank you.
And sharing your wisdom.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.